How you doing, YouTube? It's Will from Little Development. This is my 394th weekly update. Some exciting things going on this week, as well as next week especially. Probably going to be another phone update next week, because I am doing the Stones for the Clash on the Coast finals happening in South Carolina at Hilton Head, and I'll be bringing them up there on Thursday, and I just don't want to bring a whole lot of stuff with me just in case, that kind of thing. So with that in mind, it'll probably be a phone update next week. This week, I got to officially announce that I am sponsoring the Stone to Shoulder event at the USS Nationals competition, which is happening a little later this year, I believe in July. June or July. As we get closer, I'll pay more attention to the specific dates. But the coolest part is I have developed regular Atlas Stone tacky, as well as tacky remover, and then my latest creation was what I call a wet tacky. It's a liquid version of tacky that's much thinner and much easier to clean up, and leaves a very, very minimal residue on whatever objects you're trying to lift with it. It's very similar in effect, not necessarily in effect, but in idea to a tacky towel, which if you're familiar with strongman, even golf and tennis players use tacky towels. And it's the same idea. It's just a pine rosin based solution that's soaked into a towel or a rag, and you basically are touching it and getting it on your hands, which adds a little bit of tackiness to help improve your grip on certain objects. The difference here being usually a tacky towel is generally considered single use, and they're a little bit pricey, because once you open it, leave it out in the air, any dust that comes by, every time you touch it, dirt is coming off your hands, getting on it, and it's just ruining the towel. Versus what I've created, which is a liquid tacky. You just shake out a few drops from the bottle and just keep rubbing your hands or even your forearms until it becomes tacky. And you can reapply it. And it's really good stuff. And what I'm leading to is that it is the official wet tacky for USS National Stone to Shoulder event. And it is the only approved product for the show. The difference between this and, say, some other older school methods for liquid tacky, this was designed to be used on hands. Everything in it is skin safe, or generally considered as skin safe, and assuming you're not allergic to pine, because pine rosin is one of the ingredients. So if you're allergic to that, then it probably isn't skin safe for you. But all the other ingredients in it are, in fact, skin safe. And, I've been in the game long enough to know there's certainly liquid tackies out there that are not exactly made for people. One of the most popular ones out there was a really old school method of using I believe it was a 3M wallpaper adhesive. Stuff works amazing. You spray it on your shirt and you've got a grip shirt instantly. Probably the best grip shirt you could ever make. For the first couple times something touches it anyway, then it just starts getting, slippery. But that stuff's not made for people, and there's definitely ingredients in it that you probably shouldn't be applying to your skin, especially long term. So yeah, this stuff was designed specifically for use on human skin, which makes it different and better in that regard. And also the price point on it is very, very reasonable and affordable. In my experience, I've been able to get about at least six training sessions using one bottle, and that's with very heavy reapplications, both during a stone run and in between stone sets. And then the cleanup is a breeze. Any of the traditional methods work well, whether it's using a pumice-based hand cleaner or some sort of solvent-based cleaner, which some guys like, or even an oil-based cleaner. All of those work really well, and I've even been able to get what little bit was left on me off with just some really good elbow grease and a clean towel. Was able to get it off in a lot of cases. Yeah, so you get a 1 ounce bottle for $10, which is really is a good deal. So yeah, that's super exciting news that I'll be out there at USS Nationals, hanging out with a booth, selling more liquid tacky and hopefully some regular tacky as well. And the most exciting news of the week is because I made that announcement about USS, I got bombarded with orders for the wet tacky because people want to use what they're going to be using at the comp. So tons of people immediately, once the announcement was made, hit me up. I mean, I'm talking, this is 2 days in to the announcement, and I've packaged, and I'm going to be shipping out over 60 orders, and that's just in 2 days. Which, maybe that's not a lot for, some companies, but for just me, just one dude, that's a ton. And it forced me, because after that first night of writing down all those names and manually putting in all the information and having to unfortunately take a higher shipping cost just because of the nature of kind of single person shipping, it forced my hand to finish my website. So willdevelopment.net is officially live, and you can order right now. I have wet tacky, regular tacky, game day kits, and single-use tacky pods, all up there available. Need to re-up my inventory and go from there, because I am going to be bringing some inventory with me down to up to Clash. So gonna have to redo and add the inventory tomorrow, but that's a tomorrow project, because just getting all these orders ready to ship for tonight took all day, literally all day. I was up from 8. It is now 11:30, and I just came in here 8 or so minutes ago, and that's how long it took me to get all these orders done. Of course, there were some hiccups along the way, my stupid printer not working, running out of ink, and then finding packaging and getting certain shipments sorted out properly, all that stuff, getting labels to print in general, never mind my own printer issues. All these things came up, but we're rolling with the punches, and we're getting it through, and I've got, like I said, a bunch going out tonight, or at least getting in the mail tonight. So super exciting news. I'll have a link to willdevelopment.net down below if you want to check it out. And over time, I'm going to clean it up and make it better. Add certain things like the link to my Amazon merch store where I sell my t-shirts, and then the Red Bull shop where I sell stickers and things like that, and hats and all that kind of weird, unique stuff. And I think that's all the links I have. I'm going to try to figure out how to link the YouTube to it as well. And we'll go from there. So yeah, super exciting. We're almost 9 years into Will Development as a company, brand, whatever you want to call it, and it took that long to be an overnight success. And the support from the community has been amazing, and I only hope that I can give back as much as this community and this sport has given me. In general, this sport's allowed me to make a living off of this, and that's just, what more could you ask for? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the super exciting news this week. The other exciting news is training. I have the Iron Vault Classic coming up in, I want to say 4 weeks or 3 weeks, something along those lines. And it's an approachable but slightly heavy show in certain respects. been training as hard as I can. I believe I've mentioned before, this left shoulder's given me a lot of trouble. Surprisingly, still able to get 190 pounds from the floor to overhead on an axle, which really sucks because I can tell my strength is there, and I can tell that I'm stronger, even through the hips, push pressing, strict pressing, tricep strength, all of it. But there's just so much pain associated with certain parts of the pressing movement that it's just making it so hard to really push it where I need to. I mean, especially on the log. I've got a half a chance of getting that axle. It's going to hurt, but I got a half a chance of getting it, the 220 at the show, which is mind-blowing because normally I would just be like, well, 200 is my max, that's it. But I mean, hitting 190 tonight, honestly, I was like, oh, I'd probably hit 210 if I had to today. But on log, I mean, just having it in the rack position right here, even right now, just like flexing everything up and tightening up, I'm feeling the pain there. I don't think anything's torn, there's no bruising or anything like that. It was probably just a strain of some kind that's just taking a while to heal back. And I mean, arguably I probably should just back off and do a bunch of sort of bodybuilding for a few weeks to try to mitigate it. But honestly, it doesn't feel like it's getting worse. It just goes from, let's say, a 7 or an 8, or like a 6 to a 7 to like an 8 or a 9 in the middle of something. I actually did have to call a set short while working tonight on some clean and pressing because it was just, the pain was just too much where I got it in the rack and it was like, my God. And it drains you, I have no explosiveness, so it is what it is. Other than that, I mean, the medley training is going way better than I thought it was going to. Deadlift training, I hadn't done a conventional deadlift in a couple weeks, and I went down and did I think my working set was like 450 or something like that, or 425, and honestly just kind of flew up, and I was like, that's weird, that's not how that should feel, in a good way. So things are getting better, things are getting good. I'm still getting stronger the places I want to get stronger at. I'm also leaning down a little bit. I feel dumb, but like, I meal prepped on Sunday all the way to about, I had enough for all the way till today, with one meal left for today. And just that 5 days of actually not eating like an asshole, I managed to lose like 8 pounds in a week. Now, maybe it's just certain things readjusting, but it's not like I'm not eating carbs or I'm eating some specific diet. I'm eating proteins, carbs, fats, but I'm just making sure my calories are staying, reasonable, somewhere around like 2,400-ish. And it's working great so far, which is good because I've got the 175 show coming up, and honestly, I just don't want to have to cut 15 or 20 pounds again. 15's even not that bad. Once you've done 20, 15 is nothing. But I'd like to make it more like a 10-pound cut. So if I can consistently be around 185, even a little bit lower, say 185 in the mornings, or 183 in the mornings, 185 in the evenings, if I can make that a consistent thing, about 2 weeks out from the show, I'll be very happy, especially if I can keep the strength that I've got right now. Yeah, that'll make me a very happy man. So yeah, that's it this week. Talked for long enough, made enough cool announcements, I think, and look forward to the update from the Hilton Head. You know what's crazy is, so I live in Florida, for people who don't know, I live in Central Florida, which is like the Orlando area, which, if you don't know what that is, Disney. It's near Disney. It's Disney adjacent. And I was just in Miami a couple of weeks back, which is South Florida. It took me 4.5 hours to get down there and 4.5 hours to get back. To get to South Carolina, which is 2 states up, I got to go through Georgia to get to there, and part of Florida. It's only 4.5 hours to drive up there. I don't think people realize how big Florida really is sometimes in terms of just geography. I mean, I made a trip for a guy. It was like 2,900-ish pounds in stones. He was outfitting his new gym, and he was up in North Florida. I think he was just shy of Gainesville, or he was in Gainesville, and that was a 4.5 hour drive. Like, I've gone even further to pick up some tires from a local couple I know that has some land up in North Florida. We were closer to Georgia than we were to the rest of Florida, is like how far up we were. And that was a 5 hour trip to get up there. And I was still in Florida. That's how big this state is. It's crazy. And it's crazier that I've actually driven basically all around it, just making deliveries over the years. It's crazy and it's cool. So yeah, look forward to that update. Check out the website. Let me know what you think. Put in an order if you want something. If you're curious about the tacky that I make, the real tacky, I sell single-use pods as well, which are super convenient for competitions and, I mean, honestly, just in general, you know, instead of having to lug around a big jar of it. Plus, if you ruin the little pod, you're only losing an ounce. It's single-use, which is about 1 ounce, and what I found is enough to cover both hands and both forearms and even have 2 globs on each back of each palm. It's the perfect amount. You might even have some left over if you have somebody else hold it while you take it out. Those are going for $4 plus shipping. I mean, you can't really beat that in terms of affordability or even just like a sample. You know what I mean? So check out the site. Check out some stuff. If you have any questions, my email is on the website, willdevelopmentofficial@gmail.com, or you can always slide in my DMs on Instagram @willdevelopment, or even just leave a comment here. Do understand that I don't really check the comments here throughout the week. I'll usually just check it every Friday night as I upload a video, so keep that in mind if you leave anything here. It may take me a little bit to get to it. And, yeah. Don't be afraid to take the better part of a decade to become an overnight success. And if you are, then what's your excuse?